Are you plagued by numbness, tingling, pins and needles, stinging irritation, peripheral neuropathy, maybe in your hands and your feet? Do you find that manipulating them, massaging them, can give you a little bit of relief, but you just can't keep this up all day? This next bit might be of interest to you. Peripheral neuropathy, easy for some people to say, is fairly common, but it can be caused by numerous different conditions. Diabetes is maybe the most common one. Cancer treatments can bring it on. The condition I have, it's a rare autoimmune condition called vasculitis. Inflammation of the blood vessels that causes a reduction in the flow of blood. And that flow of blood is restricted in my peripheral nerves, which causes the numbness, the peripheral neuropathy. I found a tool which I believe helps to force the flow. It's a bit like CPR for the blood flow to the peripheral nerves of my hands and feet by squeezing on them. The theory behind this is that from your heart pumps into the arteries. The arteries are smooth blood vessels, smooth cord tubes of ever decreasing size as they work their way down in diameter until they become capillaries. Capillaries. As the blood is forced through these capillaries and they feed whatever organ they're attached to, they then go into other vessels, the veins, of ever increasing diameter, with different names from the smallest to the largest until they're into the main vein. But the difference about the vein is it has a valve. It has numerous valves along its length. And I'll show you a bit more about this. This is all available on Wikipedia. Go and have a look for yourself. Investigate the information. Don't just take my word for it. Research it for yourself and feel confident in what you find. But from this Wikipedia page, there's a nice description. You can see here the vein. It's a one-way tube. When the blood is being forced back to the heart, the valves open and allow the flow of blood. When the pressure isn't there to push the blood through the vein and it wants to come back, the valve closes. Now, natural muscle movement causes compression of the veins, squeezing the flow of blood through the valve. And if the pressure's at the other side and tries to squeeze it back the way, the valve closes. And we've got a nice little animation, a video recording of a valve in action. You can see the little, I think we can see that. Open, close, open, close, open, close, as the blood flows through. This is what I want to try and mimic by the massaging, the squeezing, but to try and keep that up for 2 or 3 hours, 1 hour even. We just don't have the energy when we're not well. Personally, I own 2 different types of air massagers. This one that we can see here is the first type that I started with. It's got a small handheld electronic controller. Here you can see they're clearly identified left and right. So we lay them out on the floor, unpeel the Velcro straps, and start off at the top. You've got a strap at the top around your thigh. There's a strap at your kneecap. One goes round your calf muscles, and then there's another boot-like shape down at your feet. And what I found is you've got to adjust the Velcro for comfort. And it'll take a bit of trial and error running it, and if it feels a bit too tight or too loose, keep adjusting the Velcro until you start to learn where to set it. Here's the controller, there's the power supply lead. We just plug it in. There it is, it gets plugged into the bottom. And what I've also found is with these, if you want to get up and walk about, just unplug the power cord, and if you've got loose enough clothing with big baggy pockets, you can simply pop the controller, unplug the power cord, and pop the controller into your pocket, and then you can walk around quite freely with these on. The controller's got a number of settings on it. Got the power, you've got a heat setting for the heated pad in the knee, and you've got pressure settings. And then there's a different timer. By default it starts up, I think it's 20 minutes. The mode gives you different directions of flow and maybe random inflations as well. On the controller itself, it gives you an indicator. Here we can see the foot is flashing. That means it's inflating the foot, inflates the calf, and then inflates the thigh. Those three inflations take 1 minute, to give you an idea of how long it takes to go through that sequence. This other one, it's a mechanical controller. Here we can see the box. It's quite a big mechanical controller in comparison to the other one that could fit in your pocket. The good thing about this is it's got 6 inflation bags down the length of your leg instead of 3. Although the controller, being mechanical, is pretty limited, you do have the option by rotating this and plugging it into the side of the controller. You can have the inflation bags either inflating from the foot up to the thigh, or inflating the bags down from the thigh towards the foot. So if you want to force blood down the way to the foot, you can turn the connector round so that the tab points down the way, like that. Or if you want to try and draw the blood back up and out, up into the main part of the body away from the legs, you can have the tab facing up the way. This is the mechanical controller. It has a mechanical timer on it, like an old-fashioned basic microwave. You rotate the dial round to 30 minutes and it just ticks its way back. It's got an on-off switch, and it's also got a rotary dial to allow you to adjust the pressure, which is really quite handy. That's the on-off switch. Timer's just to the side of it, and then you've got the pressure adjustment, which is towards the bottom of the display there. You put your foot into the leg, so it's like a long sock, and you pull the zip up. That's it on. And then there's a little Velcro locking strap at the top just to stop the zip undoing. That's it, and it's just as quick to remove. So that's a little introduction to these air massagers and what I use them for my peripheral neuropathy. Let me know if you have peripheral neuropathy, and if you've tried them, if you've found them to be any good, what type you use. If you disagree with any of this, let me know. Point out where I'm going wrong with this. If you'd like more in-depth details about any one of the air massagers that I have, I can do a separate video on that if there's interest for it. But make a note in the comments below, let me know what you think. And good luck with the neuropathy. It's a pain, but we've just got to stick with it. Until the next video, bye for now.